What is up, my Tickle Me crew? This is Chad here, bringing you guys another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. So today I'm bringing you guys a battle against Fatal. He's actually a YouTube subscriber as well as a Twitch follower. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to record this live commentary because when we were having this battle, I was actually downstairs and unable to record at the time. But I thought this battle was freaking incredible. I had to share it with you guys. This battle was extremely close. It came down to the wire, guys. This was probably my best battle yet. I know I say that every time, but once you see this battle, guys, you will understand. There was some hacks at the end of this battle that may or may not have cost me this battle. You guys are just going to have to wait and see what happens. So anyway, the team that Fatal is bringing consists of Metagross, Gyarados, Ferrothorn, Porygon 2, Dragonite, and Blaziken. Now, I was definitely afraid of this guy's team. His team is filled with threats. Metagross, Gyarados, Porygon 2's bulky as crap, Dragonite scary as fuck, especially the Blaziken. Now, before you guys jump all over this guy, I know that Speed Boost Blaziken is banned, but maybe he didn't know that. I don't know. But this did turn out to be a Speed Boost Blaziken, but I kind of shut down his Blaziken early in the match, so it really didn't get to do anything, so I kind of just let it slide. But I was definitely afraid of the Blaziken because I knew it probably had Speed Boost. I was also definitely afraid of the Gyarados because it could have possibly been his Mega. Plus, Gyarados likes to pack Moxie, which increases his attack every time he knocks out an opponent, which is me. So those two Pokemon were really, really scary. Now, the team that I'm bringing, I have to give props to my friend Alice. This is actually a team that Alice made herself. I just kind of wanted to try it out. Her team consists of Mienshao, Mawile, Heliolisk, Mandibuzz, and actually, instead of Clefable, she likes to carry Chansey, but I actually didn't have a Chansey that matched her moveset. So I just kind of had to improvise and use the next best thing. So I threw a Clefable on this team instead of Chansey. And last but not least, we have Chandelure. So I think I've talked enough, so I'm just going to go ahead and play the battle. So the battle begins, and I lead off with Alice, the Mienshao. I named it after my friend, of course, as he leads off with the Blaziken. Now, I knew that Blaziken likes to protect first turn, so I predicted that, and I just went for the sub. So now on this next turn, he's going to be forced to break my sub, which means I'm not going to take any damage, and I'm going to be able to take out this Blaziken in one hit if I don't miss my high jump kick. And luckily for me, I do not miss, and I take out this Blaziken, one hit KO. No more Speed Boost Blaziken, no more threat, goodbye. So the next Pokemon that he brings out is Ferrothorn. Now, I could have stayed in and just gone for another high jump kick, but I'd rather not risk that. I go into Litwick, my Chandelure, and I was going to go for the Flamethrower as he goes for the Leech Seed to get HP recovery. So he's obviously not going to want to stay in to take a Flamethrower, so he's actually going to switch out. Or no, he goes for Protect to scout what I'm going to do. So that was a pretty good play on his part, so he kind of sees what kind of moveset that I'm running on my Chandelure. And let me cut down the volume, it's a little loud. At least for me, not for you guys. But anyway, he is going to go ahead and switch out, and I don't remember. Okay, he goes back in. He goes into Porygon 2 rather, and Porygon 2 is going to trace my Flame Body. That doesn't really do anything. That just means if I make physical contact with this Porygon, he has a chance to burn me, which I'm a Fire type, so I can't be burned. So obviously, I'm going to have to switch out because this Porygon 2 walls my Chandelure all day long. Plus, he's getting Leftovers recovery, and I'm locked into Flamethrower because I'm Choice Scarfed. Oh, and he's also getting the recovery from Leech Seed. So I'm going to switch out into Clefable here. I'm not really sure why I did this. I could have just gone into Mienshao and forced him out, but he gets off the Toxic. which that's okay. I do have the aromatherapy on this Clefable, so this Clefable set is basically kind of like a cleric, so I can heal all of my party members. He's just going to switch out into Metagross because Steel is super effective against Fairy. So I'm going to go for the aromatherapy, heal my Toxic, and I'm going to have to switch the hell out. So right here, I was thinking about going into Chandelure, and actually, yeah, I was thinking about going into Chandelure to try to scare him out with a flamethrower, but I went into Mandibuzz instead, on the off chance he wanted to set up rocks, which he did. I go for the Defog as he switches out just to get rid of rocks. He goes back into Ferrothorn, and I believe this is where I think I go for a Taunt on this next turn, just to make sure that he can't Leech Seed. I do go for the Taunt. He tries to go for the Leech Seed, but he can't. Taunt makes it so where you can only go for attacking moves. So I'm going to switch out, and I do believe I go in, yes, I do go into my Chandelure, and I'm going to scare him out with a Flamethrower. He goes back into his Porygon 2 because he can wall me all day long. Obviously now I'm going to have to switch out. I am going to get the Flamethrower off, I believe. Is that what I go for? I literally just had this battle and I totally forgot. Oh wait, no, I just go straight for the switch. I go back into Clefable. Again, not sure why. I definitely could have just gone into Mienshao and scared him out with a high jump kick, because he doesn't have a ghost on his team to negate my high jump kick and get the recoil on me. But anyway, he goes for the Toxic again, as I believe I just go for the aromatherapy just to get rid of Toxic again. He goes back into Ferrothorn, so at this point I'm just going to get my aromatherapy off and switch out again. So this is kind of like a stall-y part of the battle. I apologize for this. I know most people don't really like stall, but obviously that's just how the battle went at this point. This was kind of a long battle, but as I said, I do switch out here. I go into Mandibuzz. Now, I'm not sure why I went into Mandibuzz here, because I could not taunt him. I went for the Defog thinking that it would actually get rid of his Leech Seed, but as you will see, I was actually wrong. Defog does not get rid of Leech Seed, so I was like, fuck. So he's going to bring in his Dragonite now, and you'll see here that it does not get rid of my Leech Seed. So I'm going to get Leftovers Recovery here, thinking I'm in the clear, and bam, Leech Seed. I'm like, fuck. So I think I have to switch out here. Actually, no, I stay in. I go for the Foul Play, as this actually turns out to be a special Dragonite. Or no, I go for the Taunt. I didn't want him to set up any Dragon Dances. That's what I was doing. I didn't want him to set up, but this actually turns out to be a special Dragonite. He actually gets the burn from the Flamethrower, so now I'm taking Leech Seed and burn damage, so that is no bueno. He's going to take me out with a Thunderbolt. So down goes my Mandibuzz, and I really kind of needed my Mandibuzz for later, because it's one of my more bulky Pokemon. So now I'm going to take this opportunity, go into my Mawile. That was kind of risky because I did see that this Dragonite did have the Flamethrower, but he actually does just go ahead and switch out, and he brings back the Ferrothorn. I am obviously going to Mega Evolve here, and I believe I go for the Play Rough, and that was obviously aimed for his Dragonite, but he switched, and I was actually surprised how much damage this did on a resisted hit, but that Play Rough did a lot of damage. So I'm going to take some more damage from Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet, which is not good because I really need as much HP on my Mawile as possible. I go for the Fire Fang there, and he goes for Protect to Scout, and then he switches out. So I go for Fire Fang again, and once again I am so surprised at how much damage this does. And as you can see, this Gyarados does have Moxie because it did not activate his Intimidate. So he's going to go for the Waterfall. I knew I could live it because it's resisted. I think I go for the Sucker Punch here and take out the Gyarados. So that was a 1-hit KO on the Gyarados. Well, 2-hit KO on the Gyarados. So that was pretty awesome. He goes back into Porygon 2. He traces my huge power, not a big deal really. He goes for the Ice Beam, which I knew I could live, because again it's resisted, and Mawile is pretty bulky. He actually gets a crit there, but it doesn't really matter. I go for the Iron Head just to get as much damage on as possible, and here I actually misplay. I should have gone straight for the Sucker Punch and taken out his freaking Porygon. I think I went for another Iron Head. I don't know why I did that. That was just a really dumb play. But he actually, unfortunately, takes me out. And this is going to allow him to get up a recover. So I'm going to go back into Alice. And he's going to withdraw his Porygon 2. He goes into Ferrothorn. I'm going to go straight for the high jump kick. And I believe this takes out his Ferrothorn. Yes, it takes out his Ferrothorn. But I'm going to get hit by Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet. So I believe he goes, yes, he goes back into Metagross. And at this point, I was kind of thinking that I should just sack off Alice, so I just went for another high jump kick just for damage. As he goes for the Earthquake. It actually doesn't kill, but I missed the second high jump kick. Had I landed that high jump kick, the Metagross would have been dead. But I actually kill myself due to recoil. So I'm going to go back into Chandelure, scare him out with a Flamethrower, but he actually doesn't switch, he just takes it. So that is a dead Metagross. So now Fatal goes into this Dragonite, which I was deathly afraid of because Dragonite is still at full health. It has its multi-scale. So I'm going to go back into Clefable, and I'm just going to try to set up. And he goes for Draco Meteor. It doesn't affect me because I'm part Fairy, and Dragon doesn't affect Fairy at all. He switches out. He knows that the Moonblast is probably coming. So he goes into Porygon 2. And I go for Cosmic Power just to get my defenses up. And right here is where this Porygon 2 being alive really fucks me over. Because that misplay allows him to now outspeed my Clefable and get a recover off. So he's going to gain all of his HP back. And now we're back at square one. Because now my Clefable literally can't touch this thing. Because he can just recover off all the damage I do to him. Look how little that Moonblast did. He can literally just stall me out all day long. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch out. Because really, I mean, there's nothing I could do. Here is where the hacks begin. He goes for the Ice Beam here. And I believe this is the turn where he gets the freeze. He does. He freezes me. And I was trying to go for the freaking Focus Blast. Because I was trying to take out this Porygon 2. Focus Blast is super effective. So on this first turn, I stay frozen. So he's just going to keep going for Ice Beam. I'm actually surprised at how little damage this Ice Beam does. It really doesn't do that much damage. I finally thaw out, get my Focus Blast. Oh my god, if I had missed this Focus Blast, I would have screamed. Because that would have been the game right there. Had my Heliolisk died right here, I would have nothing for Porygon. And Porygon could just wall and Toxic Stall the rest of my team. So I'm just going to go for the safe Thunderbolt to take out the Porygon. I know I outspeed the Porygon, and that is going to be enough to take it out. So right here, he goes back into Dragonite. I need to break his multi-scale. So I go for the Thunderbolt, as I believe he goes for like the Flamethrower. No, he goes for Hurricane. He actually misses the Hurricane. I go for another Thunderbolt. He misses the Hurricane again. How unlucky could you get? I get another Thunderbolt off. This time he gives up and he just goes straight for the Flamethrower to take out my Heliolisk, which I can't blame him. I mean, after missing 2 Hurricanes. So I go back into my Clefable, and this Clefable is actually named after my uncle. And he gets the Hurricane off finally, but he confuses me, and I'm just like, shit, when do the hacks end? But luckily for me, I am able to get the Moonblast off, and that is going to finish off Dragonite and win me the game. So good game. That was insane at the end there. Those were some amazing hacks, Fatal. Oh my lord. I'm so sorry you missed those 3 hurricanes. I don't know if that would have changed the outcome of the battle, but anyway, dude, good game. That was incredible. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. If you did, leave a like, favorite, subscribe, all that good fun stuff. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Toodles.